Here are 7 reasons why the Jura E8 is the best-selling Jura model worldwide. And should you consider getting one? One second, before we even go further, you may even ask, what is the point of this super automatic coffee machine? These machines are made for people who are not happy with their current setup, whether it's a drip coffee or a Keurig, an espresso, whatever they have at home, or they just don't want to spend money out on coffee all the time. And they want a drink that is cafe quality, made from fresh ground beans, at home with a touch of a button, consistently. Okay, easy and good quality coffee at home. That's what these guys do best. Number 1, it's a very easy machine to use. Whether this is your first super automatic coffee machine or you are an expert in super automatic, this machine is very simple and is a joy to use. You get a large colored screen that is very easy to navigate. You have selection buttons here, you have your navigation button there. So that's where you select the drinks. There are 3 pages, each containing 4 different drinks. And that's your last page, which is your maintenance and settings menu. Number 2, it's got all the right capacities. If you've ever had a small super automatic machine, you know how annoying it can get to constantly be filling up the water tank or emptying out the drip tray. Not the Jura E8. It gets a very healthy 1.9 liter water tank, 280 gram bean hopper, and the drip tray is large, so you don't have to constantly be emptying it out. As a matter of fact, you can go up to 16 drinks before you'd have to empty the drip tray. Number 3, you get a full drink menu. That's 17 specialty drinks: espresso, coffee, Americano, lattes, latte macchiato, cappuccino, flat white, you name it, it's got it. Number 4, it's a quiet machine. So if you are an early riser trying to get a cup of coffee, you don't have to wake up the whole house. Number 5, quality and longevity. Jura, if you've never heard of them, is a Swiss-based company. They've been around for a very long time, and they only make super automatic coffee machines. As a matter of fact, they are known to make the best super automatic coffee machines in the world. The E8 is in its 4th generation. This model has been around for a while. It's also known to be one of the best quality models in the lineup. Number 6, warranty. You get a 2-year warranty on all parts and labor on all Jura coffee machines, including the Jura E8. That's a pretty good warranty in this business. Last but not least, value, or shall we call it bang for the buck. You see, the Jura E8 sits right in the middle of the line. It gets a lot of good features from the top of the line models without asking for all the top dollar. It does offer the best bang for the buck. For the same reason, we find most people who purchase the Jura E8 tend to stick with it for a very long time, tend not to outgrow the machine. Now the question is this the right model for you? How easy or complicated is the interface on the Jura E8? What are these buttons about anyways? Let me show you. Once you start the machine, once it's gone through its rinsing process, this is the screen you're going to see. You're going to notice 3 buttons on this side, 3 buttons on this side. These buttons correspond to the drinks, right here, right here. This is your navigation button, this is your selection button. So if you wanted to go through the multiple screens, there are 4 screens in this particular case, you would choose this button. This is the 2nd screen with the coffee, drink, or specialty drink selections. 3rd screen with 4 selections, so that's 12 drink selections so far. The last screen is your maintenance and setting buttons. Press that again, you're back to screen 1, screen 2, screen 3, screen 4 is again your settings. What does this button do? When you press this, 2 options pop up: extra shot and ground coffee. When you choose this, certain drinks can be made with an extra shot of espresso. When you choose this, certain drinks can be made with ground coffee. Basically, all drinks could be made with ground coffee. When you do press extra shot and save, you will notice that cappuccino, flat white, latte macchiato, you see those beans that are here, like in the cappuccino here. That means these drinks now are prepared using an extra shot. Okay, that's what that extra shot button does. How many drinks, specialty coffee drinks, can the Jura E8 produce? There are 12 pre-selected drinks on the menu, and I'll go through them. The thing is, you will see 17 specialty drinks on any product description, on any website, on any literature. Let me explain the difference to you and why that is. Now, let's go through the standard pre-selected menu that you get with the machine. There are 3 pages, each contain 4 drinks. That's 12 drinks. They are espresso, lungo, flat white, latte macchiato, coffee, americano, cortado, macchiato, espresso doppio, cappuccino, hot water, and milk foam. So that's 12 drinks right there. But then what happens to the other 5? We need 5 more, right? There is no secret menu. Here's what they've done. When you press espresso or coffee, twice within 2 seconds, it'll produce 2 drinks at the same time. So 2 espressos or 2 coffees. So those 2 are now added as additional drinks. So now we have 12 there, and plus the 2 espresso and coffee, 2 drinks at the same time, that's 14. We're still missing 3. Now here's how they've got to 17. There are 3 drinks that can be made as extra shots. There is a feature here. When you press this button, the feature extra shot comes up. Choose that and save. And you will see now that flat white, latte macchiato have beans next to them, and also cappuccino. So these 3 drinks can now be made with extra shots in them. And they've considered the 3 extra shot versions of these drinks as additional drinks, and that's how you get to 17. How easy is it to work the settings on the Jura E8? Let me show you. To get to the settings menu, you need to get on that page. That's the last page. There are 3 drink pages. So once you go through 1, 2, 3, that blue page is your settings page. This is your maintenance menu. This is your settings menu. In this video, we're talking about the settings menu. This is the button corresponding to that. These are the settings that you could adjust on your Jura E8. Want to switch off after. When you press on that, you could determine after how much pause, for lack of a better word, is going to shut itself off. 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever it is. Product name is whether you want the product names to be active or inactive. Sometimes people receive the machines out of the box and they can't tell which drink is which. This is how you would turn on that feature to activate the product names. Water hardness. You will read the manual that it came with. This is important in helping the machine determine how often descaling is required. If so, you could just Google this based on your area and insert that here. Units, you could choose either ounces or milliliters, whichever you're comfortable with. And you could choose different languages. You could have empty system. You would have an empty system if you're traveling the machine or sending the machine or shipping the machine. It'll just flush everything out. Rinse the milk system. We already know about that. And this is just a software version of it. The last page is if you wanted to just go to factory settings. That's as far as settings are concerned for the Jura E8. How to customize and make an Americano using the Jura E8. So an Americano is a very popular drink. It is part of the pre-selected menu of drinks already here. In order to customize, press and hold the button corresponding to the drink. In this case, that's the guy here. Product settings, that pops up. There we go. And here are the parameters you can select and change for an Americano in the Jura E8. You have the coffee strength. Obviously, the most important part is how much beans is being grounded. Between 5 all the way down from 1 out of 10. 10 out of 10 beans will give you 16 grams of coffee. It's pretty strong for most people. That's as far as you can go. Volume is how much espresso is going to be in this drink. 2.5 ounces is reasonable. We keep it there. Temperature high. You can go between normal and low as well. High is pretty good. Bypass water is how much hot water is going to come into this drink. 3 ounces is fine. We're just going to keep it the way it is. And whether we want to use pre-ground coffee or fresh beans. If you select pre-ground now, from now onwards, it'll just use pre-ground every single time. You don't have to select that here. We don't want that. We want fresh beans. So press save and get out of this menu and press Americano. Now remember, all milk-based drinks are this spout. Espresso and coffee are this spout in the middle. See that amber light there is pretty nice. There's also a progress bar up here that shows you how the machine is doing. This is your, there we go. And now we have the fresh hot water. And if I wanted to, I can just shut it down here and say this is good. Now I cut it short. I can save it and it'll just remember that from now on. Or this time it was just good enough and we're happy with that. So enjoy your Americano. How to customize and make a latte macchiato on the Jura E8. To customize any drink, we press and hold on the button corresponding to the drink. So in this case, the latte macchiato. Press and hold. There you go. This menu pops up. We go into product setting. First thing for us to consider or to customize the strength of the drink. So this strength of the espresso shot that goes in there basically. In this particular case, 8 out of 10 beans. We want to bring it up to 10 out of 10 beans. That's full 16 grams of beans. Volume, this is the volume for the espresso shot. 3.5 is just too much. We're going to bring it down to 1.5. And again, this is all based on your taste. I'm just doing this based for the sake of this video. Temperature, you have high, normal, and low. Obviously, we're going to keep it on high. Amount of milk is in seconds always. We're going to bring it down to milk foam to 10 seconds or 11 seconds is fine. But then you will see there is something called an interval. This is how long it's going to wait for the milk to separate from the foam so the espresso shot can sit in the middle. Okay, proper macchiato. So 15 seconds is, well, let's bring it down to 10 seconds, 11 seconds, whatever. And then whether we always want to have ground coffee to be used or extra shot, neither one. We're just going to press save the way it is. We're going to make this drink here on this side because all milk-based drinks are made here. So just get out of that menu and press. From now on, every time we press the latte macchiato, it's just going to come out exactly the way we saved it until you changed the parameters again. So let's see how the process is. So 11 seconds of foam, and then it's gonna wait. That was the interval that it allowed us to choose. That's enough waiting for the milk to separate from the foam so the espresso shot can sit in the middle and give you a beautiful drink. Now, 15 seconds was the standard. We dropped it down to 11, so hopefully it's not too short. But here we go. Oh no, I think, yeah, I think it was a little too short. Normally you would see more milk down at the bottom and the espresso shot would sit perfectly in the middle of milk and foam. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna leave it the way it is. But that's how to make a latte macchiato. How to customize and make a flat white with the Jura E8. Press and hold on the button corresponding to the drink. So in this case, the flat white, we're gonna press and hold. And this menu pops up. We don't care about repositioning the product on which page. It's just good the way it is. Product setting. And here's the parameters. Now, it's already set for 8 out of 10 beans. For strength, we want to bring that up to, we want to bring that up to 10 out of 10. So that's 16 grams of beans to be ground. Coffee strength, that was it. Volume is 2 ounces. That's the volume of the espresso that's going into the drink. Temperature high, you have the option for normal and low as well. We're going to keep it high. The amount of milk foam is always done in seconds. We're going to, for the sake of this video, bring this down to 8 seconds. And just make the video shorter. And whether you want always an extra shot to be done with this drink. So this is one of the drinks. Cappuccino is one of the, flat white is one of the drinks that you can also do double shots. Basically grinds twice, stronger shot, stronger drink. We don't want to do it now because once you save it here, it will always do the same thing. You have the option to do an extra shot from the main menu. So forget that. We're gonna save everything the way it is, and we're just gonna make our drink. Here's a flat white. All milk-based drinks are made on this spout here. So right now the machine is making we've got 2 ounces of espresso coming first. Then it'll be 8 seconds of milk foam to follow. Progress bar showing us where we are in the process. All right, it's now heating for the milk. And then we have 8 seconds of milk foam. Perfect. And that's a beautiful drink, flat white. There we go. Beautiful. Enjoy. How to customize and make a cappuccino on the Jura E8. Okay, to customize any drink, we press and hold the button corresponding to the drink. So in this particular case, the cappuccino is this guy here. And we choose product setting. Now here's the parameters that you can choose to customize. Coffee strength, obviously how much beans is ground for this, between 5 to 16 milligrams. We want it as strong as possible. Volume, that's the volume of the espresso shot. 3.5 is just way too much. We're gonna drop it down to 1.5. Next parameter is temperature. We'll keep it high. You could also choose normal and low. Amount of milk foam is done in 14 seconds. Now for the sake of this video, we're gonna reduce this to 8 seconds. It's always measured by seconds. And whether, you know, the cappuccino is one of the drinks that allows you to do extra shots with. So it'll do 2 shots for just higher intensity, stronger drink. You could save that. Once you save this here, it'll always make it in the same way. If you only take cappuccinos with an extra shot once in a while, then don't save it here. You have another option from the main menu. So that's just your pre-selection. Or if you wanted to always use pre-ground coffee for cappuccinos, which we don't in this case, we're not going to choose any of these. We're just going to save. It's going to save all the other parameters that we just did. Exit there. And every time we press cappuccino, it's going to make it exactly the same way we just did. Now, let's see. So first is the milk foam at 8 seconds. Wonderful. And a 1.5 ounce of espresso. Oh, that's looking great. Here we go. Here's your cappuccino. How to customize and make a cortado with the Jura E8. To customize any drink, the cortado here, for instance, hold and press on the button corresponding to the cortado. This menu pops up. Select product setting. Here are the different parameters you can choose. Coffee strength is already set at high, but you could bring it down depending on your taste. That's how much beans what gram of beans the machine is going to grind for you for this drink. So this is literally the strength of the espresso shot. What volume of espresso it's going to give you. This is set at 2 ounces, which is great. Temperature, we're going to keep it at high. How much milk foam is it going to give us? Now you'll notice it's in seconds. That's how Juras work. This is 6 seconds right now. You could go all the way down to 3 seconds maybe, or even 1 second. Let's keep it in 3 seconds. All right. And if you want to use ground coffee, we don't. We want to use fresh beans. So just go back and we're going to save this, and we're just going to make the same thing. The machine's going to remember these settings every time you make that drink now until you decide to change those settings for whatever reason. All specialty drinks are made on the side spout here. So here we go is our cortado. Progress bar, it's giving us exactly what the machine is doing. The espresso. How to customize and make an Americano with the Jura E8. Okay, super easy. You need to customize this once. Once you save it, it's always going to come out the same way. But hold and press, product settings. Coffee strength is already set to high. You can adjust that here. Between 5 to 16 grams of bean is ground. So that's coffee strength. You can adjust the volume. 2.5, that's the espresso, by the way, not water. Temperature high, we like high. Bypass water is the clear water that goes into the drink. We have it at 3 ounces right now. You can adjust that if you wanted to. And then, do you want to use ground coffee? Always, because once you save this, it'll always seek to use the ground coffee. We don't want to do that. We're just going to use beans. So that's the specialty customization. Once you want to make an Americano, press the button. See that nice light there at the bottom? And the progress bar. So let's say I wanted that to be, that's it, right? I wanted to finish the drink. This is it. If I save that now, it'll remember this portion from now on. This particular time, I'm not going to save it. And that's your beautiful Americano with the Jura E8. Can you fit your oversized travel mug here and make a drink in the morning before you head to work? Let's see what measurements we have. The central spout where espresso and coffee is produced at its tallest will give you a clearance of, can you see that? Yeah, about 4.5 inches. However, the side spout where all the milk-based specialty drinks are produced can go up to just under 6 inches. So that is what you're working with. How to customize and make a macchiato with the Jura E8. To customize a macchiato, you press and hold on the button corresponding to it, which is this one here, and this menu pops up. Choose product settings, And here's all the parameters you can customize, including coffee strength. This is just literally how strong the shot is going to be. Between 5 to 16 milligrams of beans will be grinded for this. Next is the volume of the espresso, 2 ounces. We're gonna say go to 1 ounce. We're gonna save 1 ounce here. Temperature high is good. You have high, normal, and low. Amount of milk foam 4 seconds is fine. And do you want to use pre-ground coffee? If you choose this from now on, until you change the setting, you'll always want to use ground coffee. We don't want to do that, so we're not going to select it. We're just going to press save. Okay. Now this is a milk specialty drink. So it's the side spout that makes it. Every time from now on we press the macchiato, it's going to make it exactly the way we just saved it until you decide to change it settings for whatever reason. So with the macchiato, we get the milk foam first, and then espresso. How easy is it for a beginner to work with a Jura E8 on daily basis? Very easy. As a matter of fact, if you can work a microwave, you shouldn't have any problems with the Jura. Turn on the machine, wait for it to rinse and heat up. While you're waiting, make sure you have milk. You can use any source of milk, or if you like to be fancy, you can purchase one of these and use as a milk container. Here's your milk. There we go. You could store this in the fridge. That goes here. Meanwhile, the machine has rinsed itself and is ready to go. And let's say you want it a cappuccino. There we go. This goes down. And here's the drink menu. There's 3 pages of it. Just so you see again, cappuccino is right there. It is that easy. And that's it. Can the Jura E8 make strong coffee? The Jura E8 can brew between 5 to 16 grams of beans per shot. And it's customizable. So for instance, let's take a look at here when we want to change the product setting, for instance, here, you will see that there's one, two, three, there's 10 beans here, and you can adjust between how strong you want your drink by selecting how many beans are lit up. Now at its lowest, it's going to grind 5 grams of beans, and at its highest, 16 grams of beans, which is more than enough for most people, plus the fact that you can always do double shots. How can you adjust coffee strength, milk volume, or drink temperature on the Jura E8? To customize any drink, you can easily do that by pressing and holding the button corresponding to the drink. So let's say a cortado. You wanted to customize coffee strength, milk volume, temperature of the press and hold until, there we go. You have 2 options pop up. One is to reposition the product. You could move the products to different pages. That's a separate topic, but let's talk about product settings. Now here's all the parameters that you can customize with this particular drink. Coffee strength, for instance, we want it all the way up. Wonderful. So this button and this button is how you navigate there, and these 2 buttons is how you go through the different parameters. So that's coffee strength, that was the first parameter. Next one is volume. That's the volume of espresso. It's set to 1. Let's get 2 ounces out of it. And this is in ounce. There is temperature. There's the option for high, normal, or low. Let's go all the way high. And amount of milk foam. Now you'd see milk foam in all Juras is done by seconds, not by volume, okay? So this one is at 5 seconds. That's good enough. Let's do that. Actually, 5 seconds, keep it there. And last, whether we want to always use, because if you do this once, this is just going to be saved forever. Do you always want to use ground coffee for that particular drink? And we don't want to do that, so we're just going to bypass. And then we're going to save this. Now, every time we make a cortado, we're going to get the same exact settings that we just saved. Let's try macchiato, for instance. Press and hold until the product setting comes up. Press on that. Coffee strength, let's go all the way high. Volume, 1 ounce, let's change that to 2. Temperature high is good. 4 seconds, sure, why not? No ground coffee, safe. So that's how we can customize each and every drink to our liking with the Jura E8. It's very simple.